me tell you something, folks. Real estate is one of the most powerful tools for building wealth, but only if you use it wisely. It's not about buying a bunch of properties you can't afford or jumping into the latest hot market hoping to strike it rich. No, real estate is a long game. It's about making smart, intentional decisions that grow your wealth over time, not overnight. Here's the truth. People have been building wealth through real estate for centuries. Why? Because when done right, it provides a unique combination of income, stability, and growth. You can generate rental income benefit from appreciation as property values rise and diversify your portfolio all at the same time. But let me be clear. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not flashy. It's not glamorous. And it's not something you should rush into without a solid plan and the financial foundation to back it up.
Here's what makes real estate so special. It's tangible. You can see it, touch it, and even live in it. It's not like a stock that exists only on a screen. It's a real physical asset that holds value in almost any economic condition. Think about it. No matter what's happening in the stock market or the broader economy, people will always need places to live, work, and do business. That's what gives real estate its staying power.
It's not just an investment. It's a necessity. And when you approach it with the right mindset and preparation, it can become a cornerstone of your financial strategy. But let me tell you something, folks. Real estate isn't magic. It's not a golden ticket that guarantees wealth. If you go in unprepared without the right knowledge or financial stability, it can just as easily become a money pit. I've talked to people who've lost their shirts because they jumped into real estate before they were ready, taking on too much debt, underestimating maintenance costs, or banking on appreciation that never came. That's why I always say, you've got to get your financial house in order before you start buying someone else's house. Real estate can build wealth, but only if you have the discipline, the patience, and the resources to do it the right way. Here's the beauty of real estate when you're financially ready. It works for you. A well-chosen rental property can generate consistent cash flow every month, essentially putting money in your pocket while someone else pays off your mortgage. Over time, as you pay down the loan and the property appreciates, your equity grows, creating a powerful wealth building cycle. And when you have multiple properties, that cycle multiplies. That cycle multiplies. But none of that happens if you're drowning in debt, scrambling to cover unexpected repairs, or struggling to make the mortgage payment. That's why financial stability is the foundation of successful real estate investing. Without it, you're building on quicksand. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Real estate is a tool. It's not the goal. It's a means to an end. The goal is freedom. Freedom from financial stress, freedom to make choices that align with your values, and freedom to leave a legacy for your family. Real estate can help you get there, but only if you approach it the right way. It's not about luck or timing. It's about preparation, discipline, and willingness to play the long game. So if you're dreaming of investing in real estate, that's great, but make sure you're ready. Get your financial house in order. Do your homework and take the time to build a solid foundation. Because when you do, real estate can become one of the most powerful tools in your wealth building arsenal. Let's go. Let me be real with you, folks. If your financial foundation isn't solid, you've got no business stepping into the world of real estate investing. Real estate can be a fantastic tool for building wealth, but it can also turn into a financial nightmare if you're not ready. So what does ready really mean? It means you've done the hard work to lay a strong financial foundation, and that starts with getting your own house in order before you try to buy someone else's. You can't build wealth on shaky ground, and that's exactly what you're doing if you try to jump into real estate while you're still carrying a mountain of consumer debt or living paycheck to paycheck. Let's talk about what it looks like to be financially stable and prepared for the world of real estate investing. First things first, you need to be debt-free. I'm not talking about your mortgage. If you're buying your primary home, that's the one type of debt I'm okay with if you're doing it wisely. But credit card debt, car loans, personal loans, all of that has to go.
Why?
Because debt eats up your cash flow, and cash flow is the lifeblood of real estate investing. When you're carrying debt, you're constantly throwing your money at payments and interest instead of using it to build your future. If you're going to succeed in real estate, you need that cash flow freed up so you can handle the ups and downs that come with owning property. Trust me, folks, if a water heater breaks or a tent misses rent, you'll be glad you don't have a credit card bill hanging over your head. Next, you need a fully funded emergency fund. I'm talking 3 to 6 months of living expenses sitting in the bank, ready to go. Why? Because real estate comes with surprises. Pipes burst, roofs leak, tenants move out unexpectedly. And let me tell you, those surprises don't care if you're ready for them or not. They're coming. If you don't have an emergency fund, you'll find yourself scrambling to cover those costs. And that's when people start making bad decisions.
They dip into their retirement accounts, rack up credit card debt, or worse, sell the property at a loss just to stay afloat. Folks, you don't want to be that person. An emergency fund is your safety net, your buffer, and your peace of mind.
Don't step in real estate without one. Then there's the down payment. You need at least 20, no exceptions. I know what some of you are thinking, but Dave, there are loans out there that let you put down way less. And you're right, those loans exist. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
Mm-hmm.
When you put down less than 20, you're taking on more risk, plain and simple. You're stuck with higher monthly payments. You'll probably have to pay private mortgage insurance, Pymie, and you've got less equity in the property. And let me tell you, when the unexpected happens, and it will happen, having equity in your property can be the difference between staying afloat and going under. So do it right the first time. Save up that 20 and give yourself the breathing room you need to succeed. And here's the last piece. You need to understand the numbers. Real estate isn't just about buying a property and hoping it goes up in value. It's about running the numbers, making sure the deal makes sense, and knowing how it fits into your financial plan. What's the cash flow going to be after expenses? What's your plan if the property sits vacant for a few months? How much will maintenance and repairs cost? If you can't answer those questions, you're not ready to buy. Folks, the numbers don't lie. And if you're not running them, or worse, ignoring them, you're setting yourself up for failure. Take the time to learn, to plan, and to be intentional. Because when you approach real estate with wisdom and preparation, it stops being a gamble and starts being a tool for building wealth. So here's the bottom line. Financial stability is the foundation of real estate success. Without it, you're just adding stress, risk, and chaos to your life.
But when you're debt free, when you've got an emergency fund, when you've saved up a solid down payment, and when you understand the numbers, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. Real estate isn't a shortcut to wealth. It's a strategy. And like any strategy, it only works if you're prepared. So take the time to get your financial house in order before you start buying someone else's.
You've got this. Let's go.
Let me tell you something, folks. When you approach real estate with a solid financial foundation, it becomes one of the most powerful wealth building tools out there. But here's the key. You've got to do it the right way.
Real estate isn't about jumping in with both feet and hoping for the best. It's about making smart, calculated decisions that align with your financial goal.
And when you're financially stable, when you're debt-free, when you've got your emergency fund in place, and when you've saved up for a healthy down payment, real estate stops being a gamble and starts being an opportunity.
It's no longer a source of stress. It's a source of growth. And let me tell you, there's nothing more empowering than watching your money work for you through an investment you understand and control.
One of the greatest benefits of real estate is passive income. When you buy a rental property that's cash, flow positive, meaning the rent you collect is more than enough to cover the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and maintenance. You're creating a stream of income that doesn't require you to punch a clock. That's what financial freedom is all about, folks. Earning money without trading your time for it. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, and whether you're working, vacationing, or spending time with your family, that rental property is still putting money in your pocket. That's the power of real estate when you do it right. And let me tell you folks, that kind of income isn't just nice to have. It's life-changing.
But it doesn't stop there. Real estate also gives you the advantage of appreciation. Over time, property values tend to go up. Now, I'm not saying you should buy real estate expecting to get rich off skyrocketing prices. That's not a strategy. That's speculation.
But historically, real estate has been a solid investment because it tends to appreciate steadily over the long term. And when you combine that appreciation with the equity you're building as you pay down your mortgage, you're creating real wealth.
Every payment you make isn't just an expense. It's an investment in your future. That's what happens when you buy smart, hold steady, and let time do the heavy lifting. Another incredible benefit of real estate is leverage. When you buy a property with a mortgage, you're essentially using other people's money to grow your wealth. Think about it. If you put 20 down on a $200,000 property, you're controlling a $200,000 asset with just $40,000 of your own money.
And as that property appreciates, you're earning a return on the full $200,000, not just your initial $40,000 investment. Folks, that's leverage. And it's one of the reasons real estate can be so powerful. But here's the catch. Leverage only works in your favor if you're financially stable. If you're drowning in debt or scraping by to make payments, leverage turns into liability. That's why I always say don't invest in real estate until your finances are rock solid. Real estate also gives you the opportunity to diversify your portfolio. If all your investments are in the stock market, you're putting all your eggs in one basket. But when you add real estate to the mix, you're spreading your risk across different asset classes. And let me tell you, folks, that diversification is a game changer. It gives you stability, it balances your portfolio, and it protects you from the ups and downs of any one market.
That's why so many successful investors include real estate as part of their long-term wealth building strategy. It's not about replacing stocks or other investments. It's about complementing them.
And finally, let's talk about the biggest benefit of all, freedom. When you invest in real estate with a strong financial foundation, you're not just building wealth, you're creating options.
Options to retire early, to spend more time with your family, to give generously, or to pursue your dreams without worrying about money. That's what real estate can do for you when you approach it with wisdom, patience, and preparation. It's not just about owning property. It's about owning your life.
So here's the bottom line, folks. Real estate is an incredible wealth building tool, but it only works when you're ready for it.
When your finances are strong, when you've done your homework, and when you're making decisions based on knowledge instead of emotion, real estate becomes a blessing instead of a burden.
It's not about luck. It's about preparation. And when you're prepared, the benefits of real estate can transform your financial future. Let
me be honest with you, folks. Real estate can build wealth, but if you jump in before you're ready, it can just as easily tear your finances apart. I've seen it happen too many times. People get excited about the idea of owning property, about flipping houses or collecting rent checks, and they rush in without a solid plan or the financial stability to back them up. They're chasing a dream without realizing the risks, and before they know it, that dream turns into a nightmare. Let me tell you something, real estate isn't forgiving.
If you're not prepared for the challenges, the unexpected costs, and the responsibilities of property ownership, it will chew you up and spit you out. That's why I always say, don't even think about investing in real estate until your financial house is in order. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure. Here's what happens when you dive into real estate too soon. First, you find yourself drowning in unexpected costs. Real estate isn't just about the purchase price. There's property taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, and vacancies to consider. And let me tell you, folks, those costs can sneak up on you fast. One day you're collecting rent, and the next day you're replacing a roof, fixing a plumbing disaster, or dealing with a tenant who skipped out without paying. If you're not financially prepared, those costs can drain your bank account faster than you can say equity. And the worst part, they always seem to hit at the worst possible time.
That's why having an emergency fund and a solid financial cushion is non-negotiable before you step into real estate.
Then there's the issue of over leveraging. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're not ready for real estate. They take on too much debt, hoping the property will appreciate or generate enough income to cover the payments. But here's the problem. When you're over leveraged, even a small hiccup can turn into a crisis. What happens if the market takes a downturn and the property loses value? What happens if you can't find tenants for a few months? What happens if interest rates go up and your payments increase? Folks, if you're stretched too thin, those what ifs become reality, and they can wreck your finances. Real estate should be a tool for building wealth, not a source of stress and sleepless nights. And let's not forget about the emotional toll. Owning property isn't passive, it's work. You're not just an investor. You're a landlord, a problem solver, and sometimes even a conflict mediator. Are you ready to handle a midnight call about a broken furnace? Are you prepared to deal with difficult tenants or worse, evictions? These are the realities of real estate. And if you're not financially stable and mentally prepared, they can take a serious toll on your peace of mind.
I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it to prepare you, because when you know the risks and you're ready to handle them, real estate can be incredibly rewarding. But when you're not, it can feel like a never-ending headache.
And let me hit you with this. The market doesn't care if you're ready. Real estate markets can be unpredictable, and they don't wait for you to catch up. Prices go up and down, interest rates fluctuate, and economic conditions change. If you're not in a strong financial position, those market swings can wipe you out. That's why it's so important to go into real estate with a plan, a financial safety net, and a clear understanding of the risks. You can't control the market, but you can control how prepared you are to handle it. So here's the truth, folks. The biggest risk in real estate isn't the market, it's you. It's stepping in before you're ready, taking on too much debt, and ignoring the realities of property ownership.
But here's the good news. Those risks are avoidable.
When you take the time to build a strong financial foundation, to educate yourself, and to approach real estate with wisdom and patience, you can minimize those risks and set yourself up for success. Don't let excitement or impatience push you into a bad decision. Real estate will still be there when you're ready. And when you're ready, you'll be able to take full advantage of the opportunities it offers. Until then, focus on getting your finances in order, learning everything you can, and preparing for the journey ahead. Because when you're prepared, the risks don't hold you back. They make you stronger. Let's go. Let me tell you something, folks. Real estate is not about luck or taking wild risks. It's about strategy, preparation, and discipline. If you want to succeed in real estate, you've got to do it the smart way. That means no shortcuts, no over-leveraging, and no falling for the hype. Real estate is one of the most powerful tools for building wealth, but only when you approach it like a business, not like a lottery ticket. So let's talk about how to invest in real estate the right way, the smart way, so you can maximize your opportunities and minimize your risks. First, always pay in cash whenever you can. Now, I know that's not always possible for bigger properties, but if you're just starting out with real estate, consider paying cash for your first investment property. Why? Because cash eliminates risk. There's no mortgage payment hanging over your head, no interest eating away at your profits, and no worry about what happens if you can't find a tenant right away.
When you own a property outright, every dollar of rent is pure income, and that gives you a level of financial freedom and security that debt can't touch. Folks, imagine the peace of mind of knowing that no matter what happens, your property is yours free and clear.
That's the smart way to invest. If you do decide to use a mortgage, make sure you're putting down at least $20 as a down payment. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. A big down payment is your safety net. It lowers your monthly payments, protects you from market fluctuations, and gives you immediate equity in the property.
And don't even think about using one of those low down payment loans. They might look appealing up front, but they come with higher monthly costs, additional fees like private mortgage insurance, Maya, and way more risk.
Remember, folks, the goal is to build wealth, not stress. Do it right the first time by putting down at least 20.
Next, buy below market value. This is one of the oldest tricks in the book, and it's still one of the best. When you buy a property for less than it's worth, you're creating instant equity. And that's a powerful wealth building tool.
Look for properties
That need a little C where you can add value through renovations or improvements.
But here's the key. Don't bite off more than you can chew. You're not trying to flip a fixer up or straight out of a reality show. Focus on properties with cosmetic issues you can fix without blowing your budget, and always run the numbers to make sure the deal makes sense. Folks, the best way to protect yourself in real estate is to make your money on the front end by buying smart. And speaking of numbers, cash flow is king. Before you buy any property, you need to know exactly what your cash flow will look like. That means calculating all of your expenses, mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and even a vacancy allowance, and making sure the rent you collect will more than cover those costs. If you're not cash flow positive from day one, it's not a good investment. Don't buy based on hopes and dreams. Buy based on math. Because here's the deal. Appreciation is a bonus, not a guarantee. If you're banking on the property going up in value just to break even, you're setting yourself up for trouble. Cash flow is what keeps you afloat, no matter what happens in the market. And let me hit you with this. Real estate is a long game. Don't go into it expecting to get rich overnight. That's not how wealth is built. Real estate requires patience, discipline, and a willingness to let your investment grow over time. It's about buying smart, holding steady, and letting time and compound interest do the heavy lifting. Folks, the people who win in real estate aren't the ones chasing quick wins. They're the ones who stick to their plan and stay consistent. Even when the market gets tough, finally, treat it like a business. Real estate isn't a hobby. It's not something you dabble in on the weekends. It's a serious financial commitment, and you need to treat it as such. That means doing your homework, understanding the market, and having a clear plan for every property you buy. It means keeping detailed records, budgeting for repairs and maintenance, and staying on top of your responsibilities as a landlord. Folks, when you treat real estate like a business, it will reward you like one. But if you treat it like a game, don't be surprised when it costs you more than you bargained for. So here's the bottom line. If you want to succeed in real estate, you've got to do it the smart way. That means paying cash when you can, making a solid down payment when you can't, buying below market value, focusing on cash flow, and treating every decision like a business move. It's not about shortcuts, and it's not about luck. It's about preparation, discipline, and doing the work to make your investment a success. When you approach real estate with that mindset, you're not just building wealth, you're building a legacy. Let's go. Let me leave you with this, folks. Investing in real estate isn't just about making money. It's about building a legacy. It's about creating a financial foundation that not only changes your life, but also impacts your family, your community, and future generations. When you approach real estate with wisdom, patience, and discipline, it becomes more than just an investment. It becomes a tool to create freedom, security, and opportunities that go far beyond yourself. But here's the key. It has to be done the right way. If you rush into real estate without a plan, without the right financial foundation, or without understanding the risks, it can turn into a burden that weighs you down. But when you do it right, when you invest smart and stay consistent, it has the power to lift you up and carry you toward the life you've always dreamed of.
Here's what happens when you invest in real estate wisely. First, you create financial freedom.
Imagine a life where your money works for you, where rental income flows in consistently, and where you no longer have to rely on a 9 to 5 to make ends meet.
That's what real estate can do for you when you approach it with intention and preparation. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about creating streams of income that give you options, flexibility, and peace of mind.
Whether it's retiring early, traveling the world, or simply spending more time with your family, real estate can open doors that you never thought were possible. And let me tell you, folks, that kind of freedom is priceless.
But it's not just about you. When you invest in real estate the right way, you're also creating stability for your family. Think about the security of owning property outright, free and clear, knowing that it will always be there to provide for your loved one. Think about the legacy you're leaving behind, a portfolio of assets that can generate income, appreciate in value, and continue to grow long after you're gone. That's the power of real estate when you build it on a strong foundation.
It's not just about what it can do for you today. It's about what it can do for your children, your grandchildren, and the generations that follow. Folks, that's not just wealth. That's legacy.
And let's not forget about the impact you can have on others. Real estate gives you the opportunity to make a difference. Maybe it's providing safe, affordable housing for tenants. Maybe it's revitalizing a run-down neighborhood and creating a better community. Or maybe it's using the wealth you've built to give generously to the people and causes you care about. Whatever it looks like for you, real estate isn't just about accumulation. It's about contribution. It's about using what you've been blessed with to bless others. And let me tell you, folks, that's what true wealth is all about. But here's the thing. None of this happens by accident. The freedom, the stability, the legacy, it all comes down to the choices you make today. It comes down to whether you're willing to do the hard work, to lay the foundation, and to approach real estate with wisdom and discipline. It's about making decisions that are rooted in long-term thinking, not short-term emotion. It's about saying no to the quick fixes, the risky deals, and the temptations to cut corners, and saying yes to a strategy that's built to last. Because here's the truth. Real estate isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. And the people who win are the ones who stay the course, stay focused, and stay committed to the process. So here's my challenge to you. If you're dreaming of investing in real estate, don't wait for luck or timing to make it happen. Start today by building a strong financial foundation. Get out of debt, save up for that down payment, and do the work to understand what you're getting into. And when you're ready, approach real estate with intention, with a plan, and with the patience to let it grow over time. Because when you do, you're not just investing in property, you're investing in your future, your family, and your legacy. You're building wealth that lasts, and you're creating a life of freedom, purpose, and impact. You've got this. Let's go